All right, we're back. Coon Prairie Ramblers here in your backyard.
Together again.
I was telling KC I'd like to see one of them yurts.
Well, we never mentioned
He didn't
yurts.
mention yurt in the last segment.
You didn't? I thought you did.
In the break.
During the break,
Oh,
we talked about
okay.
yurt.
Well, tell us what a yurt is.
Well, it's a round house
Yeah.
with a top that looks sort of like a funnel, but without a hole in the top.
And that's where they lived. The Choctaws.
Yeah.
Which is his
That's
family.
What, yeah, we
I learned
Mother's family.
I learned some things because we went to the Choctaw Museum, which was pretty interesting.
Cool.
They had it's a 2-story building that was built back like.
Do they do any Choctaws?
Yeah, and they had a representative village there of what the village would have looked like and some of the objects there and all. Mm-hmm. And I just thought to myself that the houses looked a lot like what a yurt looks like, if you know what that is. It's what I just said, a round, cylindrical with a funny-looking top on it. Mm-hmm. So, but they had a bunch of arrowheads and spearheads and now I forgot the word. You know what the word is for the? It was like a spear, but you threw it with a stick with a leather thong on it.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Attel.
Mm-hmm.
But I read that almost everybody's ancestors in the world, somewhere along the line, threw one of those.
Wow.
Things. I'll have to look it up.
That's an interesting common denominator for
it is. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting.
Wow.
I also read that the Choctaws were one of the first people to go to Oklahoma during the Trail of Tears. They asked for some people to go there voluntarily, and some of the Choctaws agreed to go ahead and go there. And one reason being is because they were a peaceful, I guess more civilized, what they considered to be more civilized people, and that they were a farming community.
Right.
And while they were there, they were planting all their crops and everything. And they had like rabbits and rats and different things would get into their gardens. So they would put rattlesnakes in their garden.
Oh, great.
To protect their crops.
No, it's your turn to go pick. I ain't picking. I don't want to mess with
Honey, would you go get us some collards?
I'm good.
But the rattlesnake protected their, kept the rabbits and all out there. And
interesting.
And they ended up adopting that diamond as like one of their symbols. And they used it in a lot of their, clothing and stitching and things like that.
That's really cool trivia right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was very interesting. And then the other interesting thing was that during the potato famine in Ireland, these people had little to no money, the Choctaw. Right. And they took up what money they could gather to send it to the Irish people in the 1800s.
No kidding.
And it ended up being something like $700. But don't discount $700.
Back in the day.
In the 1800s. That was a lot of money.
Yeah, it surely was.
It helped save a lot of lives and really helped them. And there's been some sort of kindred spirit between the Irish and the Choctaws.
About the connection or the interest that they would take in that.
Yeah. And they celebrate to this day, that gift and the fellowship.
In Ireland.
Yeah, they do. They recognize it. And some Choctaws will go over there and, and they have parades and all kinds of things. But I found that very interesting that here's a people that could relate because of the suffering and the toil and the tribulations that they had been through. They could immediately identify with another farming community that was having problems because of the potato famine.
When they could have readily used that money themselves.
But they chose to go ahead and take up that money and give it to these other people. But I thought it made me kind of proud, my ancestors,
absolutely.
that they would think that way and they would do that.
It's a very cool thing.
Yeah. But it was interesting. And like Mel was saying, that he didn't realize that Oklahoma had mountains. And the mountains of Oklahoma are completely tree-lined. I mean, you ever seen mountains that are from the top to the bottom, they have trees.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it looks almost like a forest
That's pretty.
with a mountain. Oh, it was beautiful. But, you see a lot of these mountains, like you said, in Arizona, there's nothing on them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like
Bold.
Yeah.
like what you expect in a desert. There's
Right.
a lot of them
Yeah.
are mesas, which are
Yeah.
flat topped and they're sheer walls. These are more of a rounded type thing, but there's some roads going through there and they're pretty winding, and they tell you to, if you're in a truck, to use your lowest gear possible.
Yeah.
I saw one truck and the first thing I thought of was Thomas the Train, or not Thomas the Train. What was the train that was going? I think I
The
can.
little, the little engine that could.
Yeah, I think I can. And that truck was struggling.
Oh,
I
my
thought,
God.
man, I wouldn't want to be in that truck because he was struggling
Run
to
it
get
behind
up
and
that
push him?
mountain. No, we got over another lane. Around it.
Casey had to back on down the mountain. Forget it.
Yeah, but it was really good out there. It was refreshing. I think if I'm figuring right, it's been 14 years since we've taken any kind of vacation.
Wow.
Done anything like that at all.
You was long overdue for something.
Yeah, and I don't think Kathy fully got a vacation because her, cell phones, you're constantly connected.
Blowing up. People from work.
Oh gosh, every day, 2-3 times a day, they've got questions.
Oh, that's not
She's
fair to
got
her.
emails. She got voicemails. She got text messages all day long, and they had somebody assigned to take her place for the people that had needs or questions or anything, that they were supposed to refer to that person, but instead they I guess because they're used to Kathy and they just would call her and all.
Well, they should have paid that other person for that week.
I told her, I said, that's not very fair at all. You got to, be on vacation and then you're also answering questions. And,
They should owe you. They should at least pay her.
They ought to comp you at least one day out of that vacation.
Pay her for X amount of phone calls.
Yeah.
You call me, it's
So
going to cost you $50. Now call me all you want.
Yeah. Have
That's
at
right.
it. Have at it. Here's my number.
Here, put it on the bulletin board.
Call all you want.
That's right.
And the other thing while we were out there, there's Dalton caught a lot of crappie.
Crappie.
Which here we don't call them crappie.
No.
We call them speckled perches or specks for short. And out in Oklahoma, they're crappies, and some other areas are crappies.
Yep.
But
Caught
I
a few
hate that.
crappie fish.
I hate that word.
Me too.
Crappie.
I
I
ain't
can
eating
live
that.
with crappie, but he'd fillet them out and all, and froze them and
Pretty good size
soak
then.
them. Oh,
Yeah,
they
fillets.
were nice, yeah. And the first night we were out there, or the second night, he fried those up. We had grits,
Oh, boy.
hush puppies, coleslaw,
The works.
and catfish. That's a southern meal there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fried. I mean, it was so.
What you talking about, Will?
I don't know if you're out there in Radio land or YouTube land or Facebook land, but I tell you what, specks are hard to beat. They're sweet. They're not strong tasting. They're not real fishy.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a good fish. And then when you fillet them out, you don't have any bones in them.
That's right.
If they fillet
They were the
right.
ones that went to Sunday school. They were really nice.
Yeah, they were really nice. They were dressed. They were dressed properly. They were,
Yeah.
and they were also looked like they'd been out in the sun because they were golden brown and delicious.
And they mind their manners.
And but we had a lot of good eats out there. We went to a lot of different places that are out there that we don't have around here. And one of the places, I think we used to have one over in Sarasota. It's a Western Sizzling, not
Yeah.
Sizzler, Western Sizzling.
I think we
It's
had
a-
one of those somewhere
it's
within
a-
driving distance here.
It's a buffet, but this one's locally owned
Golden Corral.
and operated and was run. And I mean, they had good food, good fried food. I made one serious mistake.
Uh-oh.
I grabbed me a couple of gizzards and went and sat down to eat them. Bit into one.
Oh, no.
It
Found a
was-
piece of corn.
It was a liver.
Ah! I'd have died.
I thought it was a chicken gizzard and it was a chicken liver.
I'd
I
have
thought
died.
that's the softest
You never get
chicken
that
gizzard
nasty
I ever
taste out of
had.
your mouth.
I had to finish it
Yeah.
off. I couldn't spit it out on the plate.
I got a nasty taste in my mouth just thinking about it, just hearing that.
But it was still good, a real good meal. I mean, they good food. They were fresh. They were constantly monitoring
Bringing
the
out
salad
fresh
bars,
stuff.
bringing stuff out, and it had a whole bar of desserts, and it looked like homemade stuff: banana pudding, chocolate cake, strawberry peach cobbler, strawberry shortcake. I mean, Southern kind of cooking. And it was mighty fitting.
We'll be back for segment 3 in a short.